Once upon a time, in a world where beauty is often skin-deep, an isolated monster named Zoogar from the enchanted village yearned for companionship. His heart held a wistful wish to marry a beautiful girl. His heart ached with loneliness, but he held on to hope. One day, while hidden away from the world, behind a thick trunk of forest tree, he overheard the villagers talk about a very beautiful princess who will only marry a perfect man. Although sad, he felt a little hope that there was a beautiful princess out there that is looking for a man. In the beautiful kingdom of Gbezon, home of the historic Bassa tribe, lived a beautiful princess named Tenezee. She was the apple of her parents' King Togar and Queen Marpu eyes, but their hearts were heavy with worry. She longed to marry a man who was perfect in every way. Handsome princes and their parents came from far and near to ask for the hand of beautiful Princess Tenezee, but they were all rejected for something as simple as a pimple on their face or a scar on their foot. Queen Marpwe and the women of the kingdom organized many events bringing together young men and women from distant lands. Mass weddings were held as all the ladies and men, except Princess Tenezee, found a partner. This left her parents in a quandary, for they yearned for the joy of grandchildren. Tenezee had a younger brother called Trokan and a young sister called Marvoy. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, and months into years, Tenezee, the princess, remained unmarried, waiting for the perfect man. She was a prisoner of her own wish, held captive by her own perception of beauty and perfection. One day, a man of such perfection appeared in the kingdom of Gbezon. As if he'd stepped out of a dream, this man was the epitome of handsomeness. His voice was as sweet as a nightingale's song, captivating anyone who heard it. His skin was as smooth as a snake's, a testament to his flawless complexion. His hair, long and lustrous, flowed like the river in the midday sun. The villagers were awestruck at the sight of this man. His beauty was not of this world. It was as if he had descended from the heavens. Whispers and gasps of admiration followed him wherever he went. The women admired him, the men envied him, and the children gazed at him in wonder. Word quickly spread about this handsome stranger. The news reached the ears of Queen Marpu and King Togar, who were overjoyed. Could this be the man their daughter, Tenezee, had been waiting for? The man who was perfect in every sense of the word? The kingdom of Gbezon was soon buzzing with excitement. The villagers couldn't contain their joy. They danced to the vibrant African rhythm, their heart filled with happiness and anticipation. When the princess saw the man, she knew he was the perfect one for her. Examination of his body was further proof that he was the perfect man. He was spotless. She ran to the queen and king, saying, "I have found the perfect man. Parents, please allow the wedding to go on." The man came alone with no guarantor, as is a requirement for marriage in the Bassa tribe. A man wishing to ask for a woman's hand in marriage must bring along his family and some gifts. The excitement of the wedding was stronger, and her parents agreed to give out their daughter to this complete stranger, without the usual guarantor requirements. The town crier announced the wedding of Princess Tenezee to Prince Zoogar of the Enchanted Kingdom, to be held in the next 24 hours. The mention of the Enchanted Kingdom added more curiosity to the matter, but villagers were eagerly looking forward to the wedding. They were happy for their princess. Almost instantly, the air was thick with the scent of delicious food being prepared, and the vibrant colors of the decorations added to the festive atmosphere. The preparations for the wedding were in full swing. Tailors were busy stitching beautiful clothes, cooks were preparing mouth-watering delicacies, and musicians were practicing their tunes. Everyone in the kingdom was doing their part to ensure the wedding would be a grand affair. After all, this was not just a wedding. It was the union of Tenezee and the man of her dreams. The days passed quickly, and before they knew it, the wedding day arrived. The kingdom was filled with joy and hope. The villagers, dressed in their finest clothes, ready to celebrate the union of Tenezee and the handsome stranger. The wedding was beautiful, full of excitement and hope. Everyone attended. The people danced, wine, and ate. The newlyweds set off for the Enchanted Kingdom, taking a route through the forest. The path was thick with foliage, and the air was humming with the sound of nature. As they journeyed deeper, they came across a brown pig, muddling in the underbrush. The pig looked up at them and said, "Zoogar, can I have my skin back?" Before Zoogar could alter a word, his smooth skin transformed into a rough hide and his like that of a crocodile. Tenezee, startled by the sudden transformation, watched in silent horror. Continuing their journey, they encountered an ostrich, its long neck curving elegantly. The ostrich looked at Zoogar and said, "Zoogar, can I have my eyes back?" In an instant, Zoogar's eyes became bulky and red with a strange, glowing light. Tenezee could barely suppress a scream, her heart pounding in her chest. Next, they came across a majestic lion. The lion turned to Zoogar and said, "Can I have my hair back?" Just as quickly as before, Zoogar's long, lustrous hair became wild and untamed. Tenezee's fear was palpable, her eyes wide with terror. Finally, they encountered a bird, chirping melodiously from a tree branch. "Zoogar, can I have my voice back?" the bird asked. Tenezee screamed for help, her voice echoing through the forest, but it was too late. The perfect man she thought she had married was nowhere to be found. In the blink of an eye, Zoogar the monster took her to his hut, nestled deep within the forest. The hut was dark and eerie, with a strange, unsettling energy. Tenezee found herself locked up, her heart filled with dread. She was no longer a princess, but a prisoner. Her dream had turned into a nightmare, and she was married to a monster. But all was not lost. Tenezee's little brother, Trokon, had followed them. This 7-year-old was no ordinary child. He was clever, brave, and had a knack for inventing things. Trokon was a keen observer, and his intuition had led him to believe something was awry. He had trailed his sister and her new husband, watching from a distance as the handsome prince transformed into a monstrous being. His heart pounded in his chest, but he knew he had to act. Armed with his resourcefulness and a concoction he had once used to trap bears, Trokon devised a plan. He would use the concoction to stun Zoogar and rescue his sister. As the sun began to rise, he saw his opportunity. Zoogar, monstrous and commanding, opened the door to the dark room where Tenezee was kept. Trokon took a deep breath, steadying his trembling hands. With all the courage of a lion, Trokon emerged from his hiding place. He hurled the concoction toward Zoogar with a precision that belied his young age. The concoction hit its mark, Zogar's face. The monster roared in surprise and fell unconscious, allowing Tenezee to escape from the confines of the dark room. Tenezee, shocked and relieved, hugged Trokon tightly. "You are so brave, Trokon," she exclaimed, her voice choked with emotion. Trokon, with his chest puffed out in pride, reassured his sister, "I promised you it will be all right, and it is. Let's go home, Tenezee." Amidst the bewildering chaos, they made their escape. As they ran, the forest seemed less ominous. The birds seemed to sing their song of freedom, and the sun peeked through the trees as if to guide them home. When Zoogar awoke, he was alone and confused. He couldn't remember what had happened. He ran into the forest, disappearing, never to be seen again. By this time, Tenezee and Trokon were on their way home. Their journey was not without hardship, but with bravery and determination, they had overcome. Tenezee's parents and the village rejoiced at her safe return. The kingdom of Gbazon continued to be filled with laughter and joy. Their tale would be told for generations, serving as a reminder that true courage and love can conquer even the most frightening of monsters. The kingdom of Gabazon continued to be filled with laughter and joy, its vibrant colors brighter than ever. Tenezee, once a princess longing for perfection, was now a woman transformed by a harrowing experience. She married a good man, the kingdom's doctor, and she helped him to take care of the sick, a responsibility she took seriously and loved to do. Tenezee gave birth to 4 beautiful children. Each one brought a new joy and love into her life, a love that was pure and unconditional. She cherished her little ones, their laughter echoing through the grand halls of the kingdom. Her parents were happy for their beautiful, smart grandchildren. As her children grew, Tenezee found herself often reflecting on her past. The memory of Zoogar, the man who had once seemed so perfect, was a stark reminder of the mistake she had made. She had been blinded by outward appearances, and it had almost cost her everything. But from this painful memory, Tenezee drew a lesson. She realized that true beauty lies not in a flawless exterior, but in the strength of one's character. And her husband, Dr. Yergar, the kingdom's doctor, who have made a lot of sacrifices for the people, was really the true beauty. It was a lesson she was determined to pass to the young girls. One evening, as the sun set over Gabazon, Tenezee spoke to the young girls of the village. She told them the story of the monster who seemed perfect, of her own folly, and of the brave brother who had saved her. Her words flowed like a gentle river, carrying with them the wisdom of her experiences. She taught her daughter to look beyond appearances, to seek out kindness and courage in others. She told her that no one is perfect, that we all have our flaws, and it's these flaws that make us unique and special. Her daughter listened, her eyes wide and sparkling in the twilight. She took her mother's word to heart, a precious gift that she would carry with her for the rest of her life. And so, the villagers learned a valuable lesson. There is no such thing like a perfect man, but there's such a thing as a good heart.